What is going on, guys? Leon Vartanian here. I wanted to talk about what not to do when it comes to selling on Amazon because you'll go on YouTube, you'll see 10 different people saying different things. You're like, wait, this guy said this guy said that, and then you don't have a step by step plan and you don't have a structure on what to do. If you guys are actually looking to work one on one with a mentor, then go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at Leon Vartanian and we'll go over the further details. So, first thing first, right? Do not do arbitrage, whether it's retail arbitrage or online arbitrage. You'll see a lot of people talking about you should do arbitrage, you should do retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, whatever it is. They don't tell you how it violates Amazon seller policies and gets your account suspended, right? So if you just read this article, right, it'll talk about if you don't know what retail arbitrage is, you'll take your phone, right? Take the phone, go to Walmart, get a barcode scanner, and you scan all the barcodes in Walmart. Now, first things first, who has the time to do that, right? Who has the time to go into Walmart and scan every single item and set up Walmart and see which one sells the best, right? I mean, it's very inefficient, right? Once you find an item, if you do find an item, basically what you'll do is you'll go ahead and send that off to an Amazon fulfillment warehouse, or you'll send it to your customer yourself whenever you list it and they buy it, and you drop it off at the post office or whatever it is, right? Online arbitrage is whenever someone buys your listing on Amazon and then you go and order that from Walmart or Bed Bath Beyond or Home Depot or whatever it is. Both of these methods violate Amazon's policies and will get your account suspended. So here's the main types of suspensions that come from retail arbitrage, which is, for example, inauthentic items, counterfeit items, used, sold as new items, materially different items, infringement, right? There's all these different ways, and that's just some of them, right? Now, at this point, I've coached over 120 people, and you have no idea how many people I've worked with that did arbitrage. They got their account suspended. They're like, I need to switch to something long term, right? Because that's the thing about arbitrage. It's a very short term thing. Something that you do for 6 months, then you get your account banned. If you don't get suspended, you get your account banned. And from there, you're like, all right, now I need to go do something else, because you can't just make another account on Amazon, right? Amazon is going to know, like, you're that guy that did arbitrage, you violated their policies, now you're trying to make another account. It's not going to fly. Okay. So that is arbitrage, right? And if we go through this article, it talks about, being suspended, right? What to do when you get suspended. Can sellers prevent suspension if they already use retail arbitrage? And most of the time it's no, honestly, because like I said, I've worked with a lot of people where they were not able to get their account, reinstated from doing arbitrage. Unfortunately, they had to ask their cousin or their mom or their dad to make another account under their name if they wanted to continue selling on Amazon. So arbitrage is not one of the ways to sell on Amazon. Another way to not sell on Amazon is selling books. All right. So you might hear of people selling books. If you haven't heard about that, basically what that is that you basically have this warehouse full of pallets of books and you resell those books, right? So the thing about selling the books is that it is not profitable, it's not scalable, it's not consistent, and it's a very, very weird business model. Okay, people that do very well on Amazon, it's not because they're selling books. Okay, so when it comes to selling books, there's going to be Facebook groups for these business models as well. There's Facebook groups for arbitrage. There's Facebook groups for selling books, right? You want to avoid these Facebook groups at all costs, because all these people's mentalities are like, oh yeah, I'm going to sell books, I'm going to do great, right? They don't realize how it's honestly a very inefficient business model. You can't really scale it. Or whenever it comes to arbitrage, they don't understand that it violates Amazon's policies and their account's going to get suspended or banned, right? So the third business model, so if we have arbitrage, you should not do that. We have books, you should not do that. The third one is going to be private label, okay? So that is one of the most popular business models that there is, private label, where basically what you do is you take, for example, a shaker cup, right? And then you take those shaker cups and then you put your brand on it. And then you have to create the listing. You have to run a lot of ads to get it to sell. Most of the time you source it from Alibaba, right? Overseas, whatever it is. It takes forever to get here. Shipping cost is very high, right? Quality of the inventory usually isn't very good. You have to collect all these reviews. You have to get pictures of it and make a nice listing, nice description. You have to get a sample, examine the sample, all this stuff. There's people with private label that do really well, but it's usually because they're starting with 30 or 40 or $50,000, right? They have a team that knows how to advertise. They have a team that knows how to create listings. They're usually not the one doing it. They just hire a team that does it for them, right? So the best business model to do is the one that I personally do and I coach people on as well, is white label. So a lot of people actually don't know about white label, and what white label is: reselling name brand products in bulk, right? So there's really only two ways to sell on Amazon. Okay. One way is white label. The second way is private label, right? And with private label, you need $50,000 to get started. You need a team that knows what they're doing, and it's a lot more tedious. Versus white label, you can get started with a couple $1,000s. You don't need to create any listings because the listing's already there. You don't need to order overseas because you order everything from distributors and brands inside of the United States. And you don't need to run any advertisements because the products already sell very well. So, for example, what I'll do is I will buy, 100 cases of Gillette deodorant or 100 cases of Colgate toothpaste, right? Just everyday name brand household items that people already order all the time, right? And it's not one niche. I'll do beauty category, I'll do toys, I'll do pet supplies, I'll do kitchen, whatever it is, right? Electronics. So all these big name brand products where these brands have already spent billions of dollars marketing it. Everyone knows what it is already. It's already getting a billion orders every single month from Amazon customers all over the US. The listing's already there. Most of the stuff I sell already has thousands of reviews at 4 or 5 stars. And it's just a lot easier, right? You do everything from home. You do all the research on your computer. You take your phone, you call suppliers, right? Open wholesale accounts, and you're not going to Walmart scanning barcodes, getting your account suspended. You don't have a pallets of books all over in a warehouse. You're not doing private label where you get the sample, you inspect the sample, you run all these ads, all this stuff. White label is the easiest business model to do. And honestly, it's really not that popular. Most people know about private label and arbitrage, right? So white label absolutely is the best business model to sell on Amazon. If you have a couple $1,000s, you don't want to source overseas, you don't want to get your account suspended, you don't want to run any ads, you don't want to create any listings, you don't want to inspect items, you don't want to, get samples or anything like that. So if you guys want to learn more about how you can get started with white label and working with me personally, like I said, go ahead on Instagram at Leon Vartanian, send me a DM, the word AMZ, and we'll go over further details. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you guys later. Peace.